Welcome to episode 2 of Booster Blitz Zendikar Rising Season. Match 1. Chris' first pile consists of Prowling Felidar, a 2/3 cat beast with vigilance that gets a +1/+1 counter for each land he plays, and a magic forest. He also has Linvala, Shield of Seagate, a 3/3 flying angel wizard that he can sacrifice to give his creatures either hexproof or indestructible until end of turn. Bard's first pile consists of Expedition Healer, a 2/2 core cleric with vigilance that has lifelink as long as he controls another cleric. He also has Tajuru Paragon, a 3/2 elf that also is a rook, warrior, wizard, and, most notably, a cleric. His last card is a Lonely Island. Chris wins the die roll and starts us off. Chris plays a Prowling Felidar, followed by a forest, giving the Felidar a +1/+1 counter. He then plays Linvala, Shield of Seagate. He passes. Bard plays Expedition Healer, followed by Tajuru Paragon. Since the Paragon is also a cleric, the Expedition Healer has now lifelink. Bard passes. Chris attacks with Linvala for 3 damage in the air and passes. Bard attacks with both his creatures. Chris blocks the Expedition Healer with his Prowling Felidar. The healer dies, but Bard gains 2 life. He then passes. Chris attacks with both of his creatures. There isn't anything Bard can do at this point, and he reveals his last card, an island. Match 2. Chris' second pile consists of Fissure Wizard, a 2/1 Goblin Wizard, Merfolk Falconer, a 4/4 Flying Merfolk Wizard, and Spikefield Hazard, an instant that deals 1 damage to any target and that can also be played as a land. Bard also has a Fissure Wizard in his second pile, as well as an Umara Mystic, a 1/3 Flying Merfolk Wizard that gets +2/+0 until end of turn for each instant, sorcery or wizard spell he casts. His last card is a Sizzling Barrage, an instant dealing 4 damage to target creature that blocked this turn. Since Bard lost match 1, he starts the second match. He plays Fissure Wizard and Umara Mystic, then passes. Chris also plays a Fissure Wizard and plays his Merfolk Falconer. He then passes. Bard attacks with both his creatures. Chris blocks the Mystic with his Falconer and the Fissure Wizard with his own copy. Before damage, Bard plays Sizzling Barrage on the Falconer, but Chris plays Spikefield Hazard on Bard's Fissure Wizard. Chris' Falconer and Bard's Fissure Wizard die and no damage is dealt. Bard passes. Chris attacks with his Fissure Wizard for 2 and passes. Bard chooses not to attack and passes. Now Chris can't attack without losing his last creature, but Bard also can't attack because he needs the blocker, so the game is a draw. Match 3. Chris' third pile consists of Cascade Seer, a 3/3 Merfolk Wizard, and a Thundering Spark Mage, a 2/2 human wizard that deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to the number of creatures in his party. He also has a Zulaport Duelist, a 1/1 human rook with flash that gives up to 1 creature -2/-0 until end of turn when he enters the battlefield. Bard also has a Cascade Seer and Zulaport Duelist in his third pile, as well as an Expedition Diviner, a 3/2 Flying Merfolk Wizard. Bard starts the third match by playing both his Expedition Diviner and his Cascade Seer. He passes. Chris plays his copy of Cascade Seer, followed by his Thundering Spark Mage. Chris holds priority and flashes in his Zulaport Duelist because he can. Since his party size is now 2, he deals 2 damage to the Expedition Diviner, killing it. Chris then passes. Bard immediately also passes. Chris attacks with his Cascade Seer, but before blockers, Bard flashes in his own copy of Zulaport Duelist, giving Chris Cascade Seer -2/-0. He then blocks it with his own Cascade Seer, killing Chris' creature. Chris then passes. Bard attacks with the 3/3 Cascade Seer, and at that point, Chris realizes he lost the game. Match 4. Chris' fourth pile consists of Wind Rider Wizard, a 2/2 Flying Human Wizard, and Demon's Disciple, a 3/1 human cleric that has, when this card enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. His last card is Broken Wings, an instant that destroys target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying. Bart has a moss pit skeleton, a 2/2 plant skeleton that enters the battlefield with 3+1/+1 counters if it was kicked. It will be put from the graveyard on top of his library if a +1/+1 counter is put on another creature he controls. His pile also contains a Tangled Florahedron, a 1/1 elemental, and Vastwood Search, a sorcery that lets him put 2 +1/+1 counters on each creature he controls. Chris starts the game since he lost the third match and plays Wind Rider Wizard. Chris passes. Bart plays his Moss Pit Skeleton kicked, so it enters the battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters, making it a 5/5. Bart passes. Chris plays Demon's Disciple, forcing both players to sacrifice a creature or planeswalker. Chris sacrifices his Disciple, and Bart has to sacrifice his skeleton. Chris then attacks for 2 damage. Bart plays Tangled Florahedron, followed by a kicked Vastwood Search, giving the Florahedron 2 +1/+1 counters, making it a 3/3. The Moss Pit Skeleton triggers and is put on top of Bart's library. He passes. Chris attacks for 2 damage, and Bart realizes that it's too late and he lost the match. The end. Since Chris won more games than Bart, he's the winner of the second episode. But there's still 13 games to go to decide the winner of the Booster Blitz Zendikar Rising season.